So it's a little rainy and cold today. I thought it'd be a good time to talk about my rain gear, which aren't frog togs. I just like the bag. Keeps my patrol poncho on a nice flat brick for packing in my pack. Anyway, I've done a review on this before, but I thought since I'm updating my reviews after the Arizona trail, what worked, what didn't work, today would be a good day to talk about the patrol poncho. Not only is it wet today, it's kind of cool, which, you have to think of this as another layer. It'll give you some warmth also. And I almost didn't take it on the Arizona trail. I thought, I'm not going to have much rain. Well, that was wrong. I used it a lot, and I was glad to have it. So my evolution in rain gear has been a lot of things, but mostly ponchos. And I carried a poncho that weighed about a pound for years, and in getting lightweight, I bought a Sea to Summit really light poncho, which I used a lot, but it was so light that in a wind, which is comes a lot with rain, I couldn't get that thing on. It was like wrestling with a snake. And then I bought a Z-Packs poncho. Same thing. It was just so light that it was just hard to control. Plus, neither one of those really gave me the coverage that this did. What attracted me to this, which, this brick right here weighs about 14-15 ounces, but it also has chaps in it. It has a tie so I can belt it on in a wind if I want to, and the frog tog bag. But anyway, to me it's well worth the weight for the benefit I get from it. And it has sleeves, so you actually put your arms in it, so it protects your arms. So with this whole gear set here, my legs are protected with the chaps all the way up to here, and then the poncho's down to here. My arms are protected. Got my Showa gloves. It's got a big hood on it. Let's look at it. So again, a poncho with sleeves. Makes sense, right? Big hood. Big kangaroo pocket here where I keep the chaps, and just a rope, just some tie out, which I can use on my tent or use it for a belt if it's really blowing and I want to suck this thing in. Usually doesn't work around my pack though. It's just, once you get your pack on, your pack will hold your poncho down if you wear it on the outside. If you're covering your pack, this belt, it kind of works, but you're trying to pull a lot of material around that pack and it really doesn't hold it well. I ended up on the Arizona trail pretty much using the poncho with my pack on the outside to hold it down when it was really windy, because the pack is, pretty, not waterproof, but water resistant. So the chaps, these are Montbell chaps. They don't come with the poncho. And I bought these, and so you get a lot of coverage with these. You hook it on your belt here, and then the poncho comes down to about here. And then I have my Showa gloves. So just to give you an idea of the coverage of this thing. It'll cover your whole back. Now, when it's wet and it's windy, it doesn't go on as easy as that. Today's a wet day, but there's no breeze really. And so if you're dealing with the wind, again, you got to work on that. And then this back tends to fly up And if it's wet, it sticks up here in your pack, and then the back is getting wet and getting a wet butt. And so instead, I would wear it with the pack over it, and that would hold everything down. And it's got this big neck opening where I can still get my umbrella in here and hook it to my hydration clips. So again, it's a layering system. If you're hiking in a poncho or any rain gear, it's gonna be hot, but on the Arizona Trail, believe it or not, I wanted hot. And so I got plenty of coverage with this thing and plenty of use out of it. So sometimes it's raining so hard, you wonder why the umbrella and the poncho. Well, sometimes it's raining so hard, that rain just beating you in the face and the head. And this, if it's not windy and you can wear this thing, this is the way to go. Keeps that rain off of you. You can still fit this into your poncho and hook it to your clips. So it's hands-free. Let it rain. So another thing I'm trying on this trip is I'm still playing with this tarp tent, and at each end of it, it has carbon stays. And they don't weigh much. They're just little carbon rods that make that tripod at each end. And I took them out, not to save weight, but so that I could just stuff that tent instead of rolling it up. It's just all material now. And I used to do that with my Hilleberg once in a while. It had a stay at each end. If it wasn't there, I didn't have to roll it up and fit it vertical into a bag. I could just stuff it in, and actually makes the bag work, because usually they make these bags when you get a new tent. Bags, they want to keep it as small as they can, but on a cold morning it's hard to get that thing in a small bag, so I go to a bigger bag. But now I can actually use Tarp Tent's bag because I just stuff it in, and I don't think it hurts the tent. If it was Dyneema, that probably wouldn't be a good idea, but still nylon I don't think is a problem. And I can keep those ends up by using my standalone carbon pole. Again, I don't even consider it weight because it's in these poles. Anyway, keep smiling.